Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So my name is Amy and this is a haul video about cross stitch. It's a little bit different than I have been doing previously because I've been including my haul in my normal floss tubes, my weekly floss tubes. I decided not to do that this week because, as you can tell, we have quite a bit of stuff to share. So we're just gonna get right into it. I'm gonna put everything aside, and while I'm doing that, I'll tell you guys a little bit more about me. So if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I hope you guys enjoy this video. As mentioned, my name is Amy. I am new to cross stitch. I've been cross stitching about 7 months now. I'm in my 30s, early 30s. I have 3 kids. I am married. I'm a full-time college student earning my degree in psychology. I'm in my last year. I'm a senior in my bachelor program, so that's super fun. And I'm just trying to make some light out of this crazy stuff that's going on out there in the world, trying to remain as much normalcy as I can, and that means crafting. Unfortunately, while most people have had more chance to craft, I have had less chance to craft because now I'm also homeschooling my 3 children, which is not my forte. I sent my kids to public school for a reason. That's because I am not a teacher. So it has been something else, I will tell you that. It is what it is. You know, you learn, you do, and that's all we can do. So I'm not going to spend any time talking about COVID or anything like that because I feel like I've talked about it enough, and I don't want to make this a channel about that. So the first part of the haul, as you guys can clearly tell, did I mention why I'm doing this? I don't want it to be abnormally long because the haul is incredibly huge and I just don't want this to be crazy. So I'm probably going to put this video up either Friday or Sunday, either the day before or after my normal floss tube video. Because at this point I haven't recorded that video yet. I usually record that on Thursday mornings or Thursday nights, depending. So that'll be done tomorrow, hopefully. So this massive stuff here is a huge lot of floss that I won off of eBay at an incredible price. I do have to say though that I am currently going back and forth with the seller because I feel like I moved you guys because I had a phone call. When I opened the package, I could immediately smell cigarette smoke as soon as I took the tape off. And it does smell like cigarette smoke. Now that I've had them sitting out for about 3 days and I do not smell cigarette smoke anymore. But now they just kind of smell a little bit musty. I have gave them a good bath in Lysol and then in Febreze, and then alternated back and forth between Lysol and Febreze. I took all of them out, sprayed all of them. Because of the way they're rolled, I'm pretty confident that just penetrating the first layer or 2 is enough to sanitize them properly. And as it right now, I don't smell any hardcore smoke like I did originally when I got the package. Like, it was all I could smell as soon as I opened the box. And even there was like a foam pad on the inside. It was a pretty thick pad that completely smelled like smoke as well, and it was even had like brown, like if it was stained with nicotine. So I messaged the seller, told him about it, and he said, oh, well, I didn't know. I'm assuming it's a he, but to be honest, I don't know. And they said, oh, I'm sorry, I just wasn't paying enough attention to the items when I got them in, and just didn't notice. So they must have been a smoker themselves to not notice the smell, because even it was on the packaging, so I don't know how they didn't notice. But anyway, this is 10 full containers of DMC. Now I have added a little bit because this 10th one, this blue one, it's the only blue one, was only it was about 3/4 of the way full. And then there was a ton of bobbins, empty bobbins. So I have a whole one of these of empty bobbins that I put away. So I've added a good 2 rows of floss in here from bobbinated floss that I already had from a previous haul, also one on eBay. So yeah, I don't smell smoke anymore, so I might still store these open just in case, because I'm afraid if I close the box that the smell is gonna come back. I know you guys are zoomed out, and so that's why it kind of looks a little funky. I'll put you guys back here in a second, but so I'm probably gonna leave these out a little bit just to make sure that the smell doesn't come back. So I have only inventoried these 3 in Thread Organizer because that is the app that I am using. I do not recall if it's free or not. I'm not sure. It's an Android app though, and it is amazing. It does take some time to do. And so far, as far as I've gotten to 700, oops, sorry guys. This box ends at 702. As far as I've gotten to 702, I have every DMC color up until that point. So I'm pretty confident that I probably have at least 90% of the full DMC line with this. You can tell there's some colors here like 950. Look at all this is 950. And the first 2 in this row, those are all 950. So some of them are repeats, but I feel like I have every color just based off of doing these 3 boxes. Now, this first box, let me move that. This first box, I don't know what threads most of these are. 208 is where the DMC actual DMC starts based off of the numbers and the colors in Thread Organizer, and none of these are listed as being DMC, and so I'm not 100% sure what they are. A lot of them are variegated. You can tell all these front 4 are variegated, and like all of these are variegated back here. So I feel like these might be Anchor, the Anchor that they sell at Walmart, because the Anchor does have a pack of variegated thread, but I've never looked at it and I don't know what their numbers are. So if and when I might go to Walmart and check that out. I did go to Walmart a couple of days ago for a supply run, and there was no floss. They had no Anchor. They had a few DMCs, but they didn't have any of the packages of the Anchor floss to look at these and see if they had numbers, see if they matched. I was just going to take a picture and come and compare it with what I had. So I'm not 100% sure. I don't feel like these are the DMC ones because a lot of them are very clearly defined variegation, and the numbers don't match. So I'm like 99% sure these are not DMC. However, they still look amazing and they will look great in something. I just don't know what yet. Because of the variegation, they're not dyed like a normal like fancy floss or anything like that. I don't know. I feel like the colors are just too defined. So I'm not sure. But yeah, these are gonna go put away. They don't fit in my floss box where I keep my floss pre-cut in strips. So these are just gonna go tucked in a corner, I think, over, I'm not sure yet, somewhere. And yeah, so for now, I think I'm still gonna leave them laying out like this while we're opening the rest of the stuff or going over the rest of the stuff. I'm gonna put you guys in a normal zoom and then we're gonna go through it. So first up, I have printed patterns and freebies from groups. So this is a freebie in Fortnite Fabrics, and this is essentially the chart. You can get it in their Facebook group. And they have another one coming out. I don't remember the name. They said they were going to post a file yesterday, and as of last night, it still wasn't up. I think it was called Strawberry something, and that one actually has given colors in it. This one doesn't. This one's all just showing up in black, and it says you can choose whatever color you want, but this is available in there, and it says, I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce this, but it translates to new life, and I thought this was going to be something nice to do coming out of COVID. And you know, something nice to stitch on. I'm not 100% sure about this border and this border because I feel like they're just going to be super time consuming. So I might do this border all the way around because it's already on the top and the bottom anyway. So there's that. I will be getting the other one when that one comes out too. Barbara Anna, you guys, she is killing me with the freebies that she is coming out with. I already like Barbara Anna. This one's called Light. I already love her designs as it is. And this one is just not the exception. It is so stinking cute. And I love the little tiny village here. Don't mind my hands, you guys. They are rough right now. I don't know why. The little tiny village on the bottom. Oh, it's so cute. And she also has another one. I can't remember the name. I'm not sure. But it's like that one was like a fox lady wearing a dress, and she's I think it's called Key, but this one's called Light, in case I didn't say that. And it's just, I'm just dead with this one, you guys. All right, so let me put that aside. What is it? Okay, then from, hold on, let me make sure. Okay, this is from Night Spirit Studio, which I hadn't even heard of prior to the freebie that came out, because Michelle Bandy's posting every single freebie that she can possibly find, and it's so cute. It's called Just One More Page, and I absolutely love reading, and I just had to get it. And I think I might even stitch it for myself, and then I'm going to modify it, and I'm going to take out the skull, or I mean the skeleton and the spider web, and probably the candle, maybe try to put something else there like a coffee cup, and stitch it again for my mom because it's just so cute. I cannot with these free charts. So Night Spirit Studio, I think they're on Etsy. If not, they have a normal Facebook page. But everything, all of these charts have been posted on Instagram. So if you go to Instagram, even if you just go to like Barbara Anna or Night Spirit Studio, you'll see it, and it'll explain how to get it. So super cute. And then these are not freebies. I do have one more freebie that I have. Over here, because I actually started this one, so I'm gonna wait till my Flosstube to just show you guys the new start on this. But this was also a freebie. Oh my god, look at it. Okay, so this is from the Wild Olive, again something I've never heard of, and it's just called Indoors, and obviously it says indoors, indoors, indoors. Every time I look at this, I sing it in my head in the SpongeBob voice. If you guys don't know, this is a SpongeBob reference, and I grew up watching SpongeBob. SpongeBob came out when I was about 10-ish years old, 11 maybe. It came out roughly the same year my sister was born, and my sister and I are about 12 years apart. 11, 12 years apart. And well, she was born in the summer. My birthday's in April, and then she was born in the summer. So, you know, it's just whatever. I believe I was about 12 when she was born, and SpongeBob came out that previous, I don't know if it was that exact year or that previous year, but it came out leading up to when she was born. So yeah, I've seen almost every single SpongeBob episode, if not every SpongeBob episode. Even as an adult, I still love SpongeBob. And yeah, I can't. If I can find some kind of meme, I'll probably put it here because I love it. I think I'm more than halfway done stitching this part, and then I've stitched almost all of this part down here. So I'm roughly getting to the halfway point already, and I'm obsessed. I was hoping I'd have it finished by the time my Flosstube came, but I doubt it, because yesterday I didn't stitch it all. The day before I did all of this part the day before, but I also had homework that day, so I didn't get near as much stitching done on that. So I have this put aside because obviously I'm working on it. Okay, so now into the other stuff. So Clouds Factory. I have beef with this company already because they don't allow me to go through the checkout process. Also, there's some other free charts that you have to go through the checkout process, and it keeps saying that they can't ship to my address. It's a free chart. Why are they trying to ship to my address? I know one of the companies, I can't recall the name off the top of my head, but they were in Australia. They had a free chart that I was trying to get. And when I was going through the checkout process, it said that it couldn't ship to my address. Why in the F are you giving me an error to ship to my address if it's a free chart? I have no idea if they ship outside of Australia, but I was so upset because I really wanted it. I sent them a message on Instagram, no comment. Then I sent them a message, an email based from their website, no answer. So I responded again on Instagram several days later. They still didn't answer. So I don't know what the F is up with that, but it's kind of frustrating. And Clouds Factory is no exception. They have beef. I don't know what it is. I struggled to get these charts, and to be completely honest, I'm probably not going to use Clouds Factory anymore unless I'm going to get I'll explain about this one in a second, but that's going to be it. But I had to go way out of my way just to get the charts, and I just don't feel like you should have to do that, especially if it's a digital download. I don't know what the hell the deal is, but anyway, I got movie quotes, Doctor Who, Don't Blink, because if you haven't noticed, I'm obsessed with Doctor Who, and this one is the 10th Doctor, who is my all-time favorite Doctor. Love me some David Tennant, and it is his Don't Blink quote. It says, "Don't blink, don't even blink, blink and you're dead. They're faster than you can believe. Fast, don't turn your back, don't look away, and don't blink. Good luck." And this is the episode with the Weeping Angels. It tells you right here, season 3, episode 10. I love that they included the reference right there. So I can't wait to stitch this. I'm pretty sure I have fabric to stitch it. Might not stay true to the colors. I'm not 100% sure yet, depending on the fabric that I use, because there's a lot of blue in here. We'll see. We'll see. There's that. Now, to continue my rant, Harry Potter giant version. Now, when they were talking about giant version, they weren't freaking kidding. Like, can I even, like, and this isn't even the whole thing. So they have it broken down. First, they're having a 20% off sale. So it's a lot cheaper. And then the way that they have this broken down is the frame is one pattern. So the entire, all these flowers, not the words, not flowers, but these like banners with the little characters around it, that is one pattern. And that pattern right there is almost 30 some pages long. However, they do have blank spaces in the center to accommodate for the missing piece of the pattern here. So I took all those pages out. It still ended up being about 20 pages. So that's, I mean, it shows. So, and then I got part 1. And part 1 is all 4 of the banners on the top. This down here with the Sorting Hat, the owl, and the Hogwarts Express sign. And half of, well, it has these down here and half of her. So I don't know why they did that. I'm assuming they did it so that you can't just buy one portion of the pattern and make other things from it, because they have this giant version and then they have like a mini version, which I think is only like, I don't know, it's some kind of like cut off right here of the rest of it. So I'm not 100% sure, but so pattern 1 has everything up here, and then it cuts this chick off halfway through her body. They cut her off. And then part 2, you get the rest of her and the words, and then obviously like down here. I didn't go that far. I just got the frame in part 1. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the frame as I stitch the pieces in the center. I have a thing about doing the frame first, because then my shit comes out wrong. And I personally just mess up less when I do the frame with the pattern. So to hold myself accountable, I am only going to do, well, obviously, once I finish part 1, then I will allow myself to buy the second part, and I would just buy one part at a time, because this is expensive. I'm not trying to be mean. I completely understand crediting artists' work, but when you're paying that much for a freaking pattern and you're still selling thousands of copies, I feel like kind of gypped. And just don't come at me with the pitchforks. I get that it costs so much, but really, like, how long does an author spend on a book? And once their book reaches paperback, those paperback books can be as cheap as $6 at Walmart, and that contains hundreds of pages of literature, but they're basing off of that they're going to continually sell that. And so, you know, this, I think the same amount of time goes into writing a novel as does designing a cross stitch pattern. So I kind of feel like you shouldn't charge that much. That's just my personal opinion. But look at, I still bought the fucking thing, right? So whatever. So there's that. And I also don't plan on doing it like right now. So, you know, it is what it is. So to continue with the eBay stuff, I got some books. Actually, a book that I don't have here. I got the first book of Laurel K. Hamilton's Anita Blake Vampire Hunter series because I've got a good chunk of the series. I don't have every book, but for some reason I didn't have the first book. And I wanted to pick it up again in the whole series because I've read the first several, but I honestly, it's been so long that I only remember the general context of it and not all of the details. So I picked it up again, but I needed the first one. And then I have the next 7 after that. So I know I have 1 through 8, and then I'm missing 1 to continue on, but I'm not going to worry about that until I get there. So I bought that. I've already started reading it, which is why it's not on my shelf. So there's that. On to the next. So somebody had these memorabilia patterns for dirt freaking cheap. So these were, my fan is on, so that's why it's like tripping out. I hope you don't have seizures. Anybody watching, I'm sorry. But dirt freaking cheap. And I had to get them because of how cheap they were. I'm not even kidding you. Cheap. Okay. This is what they look like. And I'll tell you the names right now, but this is the first one. And there was hardly any description. I'm trying to avoid the fan, so I'm sorry, but there's hardly any description on these. And it just had this. You could see the front of this, and then you could see the back. And it didn't show anything else. So I thought, well, shit, for that price, it's worth it to just get the fabric and the pattern for that price. So when I got it, obviously I'm not going to stitch it on this fabric because I'm pretty sure this is 14 count. At the most, it's 16 count. But I'm not comfortable stitching memorabilia on count like this. I've seen people do it, and I know people who are attempting it. Me personally, I am not. I don't know. No, that wasn't. It's not dirty. It's like a piece of lint because it already moved. So I took it out and I thought, oh, this feels weird. What's in there? Boom. Look at that. It comes with the required Krynic. You guys, the price that I paid for this is probably just the cost of these 3 Krynics right here. I got the fabric, I got the Krynic, I got brand new needles, I got a seam ripper, a bobbin. What is this? Oh my gosh. Oh no. I thought this was a little pad that you put on your thing, but no, it's a piece of the Krynic. And it doesn't even, oh yeah, it goes on this one. I got the required Krynic that came with it and a threader. You guys, what the hell? Like, I don't even know if this person didn't know what was in here. And maybe, I know some people go to like estate sales and just buy stuff and they don't really look at it very good. So I'm assuming that that's what happened here. Because if this person would have done their research, or maybe they did, and they just felt like, maybe they paid a fraction of what I already paid. But to be honest, I already feel like I paid a fraction of what this is worth. So, and I already checked the pattern. These are all the required Krynics for this one, all 3 of them, plus all of this cute little stuff. Like, what? So I haven't done anything with that yet. I've just kind of left it here, inside of here. And then when I go to put this away here in a bit, I will put it away. So there's the 3 required Krynics. Obviously, I still need a bunch of beads. And, oh, snap. This one calls for Valdani threads. Dang. I might look those up and convert because I am not buying those. 1 DMC. So I think I might rechart it in Dinky Dyes or something. But look at how cute. Oh, hold on. I'll tell you the name right now. And then that gem. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to find that gem, but we'll figure it out. This one's called Day Nymph. And I'm pretty sure the other one's a Night Nymph. So they're obviously part of a series. super fun. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this back in this thing with the Krynic and put that away. That's gonna go put up. What do I do with the other stuff? Oh, okay. And then this stuff I will take out. And this is gonna go with my needles. And I'm not worried about the needles because these are an unopened little like sealed. Do you see like the vacuum seal bags? I mean, not that people can't do that, but I'm pretty sure this is all new. This even has a plastic on it. Okay. So put that aside. And this is gonna go in my fabric stash because it's a good size. I don't even know if it's the required size for that, but I can definitely use that for something else. And then let's move on to the other one, which I'm pretty sure this one's called Night Nymph. I'm gonna open her up. So again, I thought that I was getting the fabric and the pattern. So she has 4 Krynics, Mill Hill beads. This one's also charted in Valdani threads, 3 DMCs, lots of Mill Hill beads, which is normal. Oh, and I forgot to mention, they're not opened. Neither one of them are open. Yep, this is called Night Nymph. That's what she looks like. Super gorgeous. I love the way that these look. Again, with the same like off-white fabric. I think this is called like antique white. So when I opened the first one, I was like, man, I better open this one and see what else is in there. Look at the 4 required Krynic spools that I need for the pattern. Gorgeous. And some more bobbins and some more needles. I am super impressed. She definitely, this person, I don't know if it was a lady or a man, but I always just divert to she or he. I don't know why. It just feels right sometimes. They definitely got a 5-star rating for me. I already rated them. They shipped super quick. Super pleased. Very, very pleased. Again, that fabric's gonna go in my stash, and I'm gonna put this away with the Krynic. So there is that. Now, what do I have here? So, okay, Mercari. Let me get some scissors. So I've ordered off of oh, I'm sorry about the fan, you guys. It's reflecting off the tape. Let me open this off camera. I ordered off of Mercari before. I've talked to you guys about it before, and now I always include a link to Mercari in the description because I've had so many of you guys ask about Mercari. So every single one of my videos has a link to sign up for Mercari. It's completely free. And if you sign up using my link, when you make your first purchase, you get some kind of credit. I don't know if it's $5 or $10. It's one of those 2 amounts. So, I mean, you can't beat it if you find something that you like. And I constantly stock Mercari and eBay. And I got some more Debbie Patrick designs. So the lady who sells these, I don't know if she personally knows Debbie or if she bought her business out, but we've talked before. Oh man, the fan. We've talked before, and she has a whole bunch of the Debbie Patrick designs that she ended up with because my understanding was that she bought them out when they were going not out of business, but when they were retiring. That's what it was. She was retiring and she bought all of Debbie's patterns. And I thought she had sold all of them because she had so many listings before. And you guys saw my last haul of the Debbie Patrick designs, and I didn't get all of them because she had a ton and I didn't want to spend that much at the time. And then she had even more. And I knew that if I messaged her again, told her, look, I need this, give me a good price, that she would. And she did. So she even included a little tag that says, thank you, Amy. We're going to open this, and I'm going to get rid of this bag because this is too large to just store one pattern, and these are going to go into some sleeves anyway. Actually, I don't even know if I have any sleeves right now, so I might save it because I don't think I have enough, and I'm not going to the store anytime soon. All right, so let's start. Oh man, I don't even know how many there are here, guys. I'm just going to kind of run through them a little quicker instead of like talking about every single one. So this one's Cape May Victorian, the Taylor House, Angel of the Sea. Oh man, look at that. Crofts Villa. Ooh. Anything fall. The Dorn House. I notice a lot of her patterns are pink. And I don't know if it's just the era that she did it, that everybody was painting their house as pink at the time. Maxwell House. See with the pink. The Betchel House. I might be saying that wrong. The Bechtel. The Hanger House. Ooh. Oh, look at the thing. Looks like a heart. T.G. Henderson House. Morton Home. Ooh, that's nice. John Bremen Home. W.B. Houston House. Le Grande Maison. I'm assuming the Grand Mansion. Oh, it's La Grande Maison. Oh, it's supposed to be French. Le Grand Maison. Am I saying that right? Probably not. I took a little bit of French. I know how to read it. I'm not fluent, but I know how to read it. Heiser House. That's pretty. Is somebody standing in the window? Oh no, it's just the way that they are. I'm gonna creep me out there for a second. Dr. Henry Hunt Home. I love the trees in the back. Glen Auburn. The Parrot House. That's pretty. Druid Circle. That kind of looks like the Charmed House if it was pink. Roseland. Ooh, I like that. Kind of gothic-y. C.J. Joy House. North Garden Inn. Ooh, I like that. The Con House. And the Belvedere. You guys, did anybody count? How many was that? So I got those. These are all the Victorians Across America series. I don't know if she did other series, but I know that she did these, and she is retired now. So you can't get these anymore. So I think now I've got 30-ish of her patterns, maybe a little more, 35. I don't know how many there are, but I've got a good chunk. I think I'm going to go today and do a list and see if I can find a list of her her patterns and see how many I have collectively, because at some point, I'm not saying that I'd like to collect them all, but I love Victorian houses, you guys. So there's some on here. So I know I don't have Queen Anne Hill. Victorian Street with Carriage, I don't have that. Don't believe I have Hughes Street, and I don't have any of the Christmas ones. There is also a Christmas series, which she did have, that I told her that I wasn't interested in at this time, but they're actually quite pretty. So I know I don't have the Christmas ones. I do have Long Waterman. I do have Alamo Square. I don't think I have the Victorian Shops. I don't have the Golden Gate Bridge. Ooh, Cliff House. I don't have that one either. That's interesting. Are these all the same? Yeah, they're all the same on the back. They all have the same images. So these were all roughly made in, some of these have years, some of them don't. The Christmas ones are the ones that have the years for the most part. Let's see if at least one of these has a year. 2000, 1999, 2003. So these are a lot newer than I thought they were. This one does not have a year because of the way the chart is on that one. Just out of curiosity, I'm just wondering what the years were. This one doesn't have a year at all. And it also gives you a little snippet about the house when you open it. For the most part, I think all of them have some kind of snippet about the house. Yeah. At the top right here, this one has it at the top. So I thought that was really cool. And let me see. It looks like, wow. So when she was still in business, you could actually do Victorian Cross Stitch of the Month and get them every month. Wow. This is a series that I probably would have bought back then in the early 2000s if I had been stitching, because I've always had a thing for Victorian houses, so I likely would have purchased them at that time had I known how to cross stitch. Okay, now we're gonna move on. What do we have here? 1, 2, 3 stitch. This seems awfully small. I feel like I ordered more than that. Maybe I didn't. I know I ordered fabric because I needed some. I see something here. I don't want to cut anything. Seems like a small package. Let's see what we have. I do see fabric in here, and I do see floss. So maybe everything is in here. Maybe it wasn't as much as I thought it was. Is there an invoice? Yeah, let's look at the invoice real quick. So I should have 2 pieces of fabric in here that looks like that, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces of floss. So let me count those real quick. Well, we'll compare it right now when we open it. So we have everything in a bag, which is what I love about 1, 2, 3 stitch, is that they put everything in a bag. So let's do the floss real quick. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4, 5, 6, 7. No, 3, 6. Okay, so I do have 9 here. There should be one of everything. Why do these all look the same? They are the same. They already messed up on something here. So 780. Oh no, I had 2 435s. So why don't they group them? That's the thing I don't like about their ordering system, is they don't group your items. So I got 3 DMCs, and I think I ordered all of this stuff to complete the first, I think, 3 or 4 houses in the Santa's Village series by Country Cottage Needleworks, and that's also what one of these fabrics is for. So I needed these 3 DMCs. I'm not going to bother telling you the numbers. And then I also got 3 of the Weeks Dye Works, which were also called for. These are tinier than I thought they were. These look so small. Do you get less than normal? Yeah, you only get 5 yards. And I think the standard is 8. You get way more from the Gentle Art than you do Weeks Dye Works. So I was nervous about ordering Weeks Dye Works because I've heard a lot of people mention that they're not particularly fond of Weeks Dye Works. So this is going to be my first time using them, and we're about to find out from ourselves. I got them because they were called for. However, I can already understand why some people aren't partial to them. Mostly initially, you know, as an overview, it's because they're only 5 yards. DMC is 8 yards. You see 8.7 yards, so it's practically almost 9 yards. And the Gentle Arts don't say, but you can just tell that the Gentle Art pack is bigger than the Weeks Dye Works. So I got Louisiana Hot Sauce, which I think is used for a roof or a Santa sleigh or something. Hazelnut, which I also have a hazelnut in Gentle Art as well. That's called for. And then, what's this? Blue Coat Red. This was difficult because that name is so confusing. I don't even think that they should have named it that. They could have probably come up with something else. I was super confused as to which one I was ordering at the time, so it was a good thing I was paying extra attention that day, or I would have gotten the wrong color. So those are the 3 Weeks Dye Works that I got. Then I also got 3 Gentle Art, 1 Classic Colorworks Peanut Brittle. That's what that looks like. Then I also got 2 Gentle Arts called for in the pattern Shuttered Green and Toffee. That's what those look like. And I think I have one more thing coming. And I don't think that's going to be here before my Flosstube, so that's going to have to wait till next week, which is just some more fancy floss that I ordered from Margaret from the little thread shop, and I'll explain that in that video. So these are going to go kitted, so I'm going to put these aside because those are going to go in my kitted package for that. And then I got 2 pieces of fabric. So I've got 18 count white opalescent Ada and 32 count white Joblin. So I don't like linen, so you will probably never see me order any linen. I have one piece of linen, and I've talked to you guys about that before, and it is kitted up in another project that I'm just going to tough it out and use it because it's quite a large piece. But I will never order linen again or buy linen or use it if I can prevent it. So the 32 count white Joblin, this is actually for my Raven Queen. I didn't talk about this in my last Flosstube, I noticed. At least I don't think I did. I talked about it in a Stitch with Me. I mistakenly decided to kit her up using Ada without really paying close attention to the pattern, and I should have known better because Mirabilias just don't stitch well on Ada. At least for me, I have a hard time getting my fractional stitches to be even on Ada, so I went ahead and ordered the 32 count white Joblin to stitch her on, and I actually need to dye this the color that I want to dye it. I'm not sure yet. I don't know if I'm going to still go with the gray or if I'm going to do something different for her. So this I'm probably going to dye today so I can get started on that. And then, well, I was going to use her for the hashtag Aries B-Day sale, and that's why I haven't partaken in the sale yet. Then I also got the 18 count white Opal Ada, and I'm surprised at how rough this is. I might wash this so it's not so rough to stitch it on. I got this for the Christmas Village, and I thought doing the white Opal Ada was going to be cute. So there's already snowflakes charted in the chart. If there wasn't, I was going to get they have an Ada that's like a gray with white painted dots. I thought that would have been so cute to use that, and it would have looked like snow was falling, but it kind of would have interfered with some of the other colors, and I thought that it wouldn't have been as definitive. So I thought, well, this will probably work. And I think, I don't know if I'm going to dye it. I'm going to have to look at the pattern and see, and I just hope that I got the right size. I think it said I needed an 18 by 18 square, but this just doesn't look big enough, so I'm going to have to measure that. If not, I'm screwed on that, and I can't start that, which is going to piss me off. But anyway, that was from One Stitchy Stitch. And the last thing, I think, is from Stash Unloading. So Sandra also, well, there's a lot of the people that sell on Stash Unloading repeatedly sell things. They just are really good at finding amazing things, and they sell all the time. So Sandra had a ton of fabric for a ridiculously cheap price, and she did tell me there was an issue with one of the fabrics, and she wanted me to look at it. Oh, so she told me that she already refunded me, so I didn't even notice. I mean, I told her it's not going to put me out. Don't worry about it. I'm still probably going to use it. So I got 4 pieces of fabric, and I actually think I did get a linen in here, but it's not like cheap linen. So let's open it and see. All right. She has everything marked, which I love about her. So here we have a piece of, oh, here we go. So she is Sandra's Stitch Stash on Stash Unloading. And oh, she has a website. I didn't know that. Gosh, do you see how my nail is broken? You know what I did? I was taking my doggy door out yesterday because my cat got out. Oh my God, you guys. That's going to be a Flosstube chit chat. And so I decided to take the doggy door out, and I smashed my freaking finger, and it effed up my nail. What can I do, right? So anyway, this is a piece of 15 by 18 count Confederate gray Zweigart Ada. That's a mouthful. So it's good size. Love the color. It is kind of a green hue, but it was super cheap. It was $4, you guys, for this piece, and I can definitely find something to stitch it on. It's a gorgeous piece. So I have that. Then I also, this is the linen. Yeah, I wanted to try it. After that little spill I gave you guys about not ordering linen, I decided to get a piece of fucking linen. But this actually, this looks nice. This looks really nice. compared to the linen that I got at Hobby Lobby. That linen's crap. So this is a piece of 28 count bone cashel, and at the time didn't realize it was linen at first, and then it was afterwards when I was like, oh shit, I got a piece of linen, but I'd already paid for it. Look at $5, like really. So you know, it is what it is. And it looks really nice. It really does. This says 14 by 18. Yeah, it looks nice, actually. I don't know what color this is. Oh, bone, duh. So obviously it's like a tannish kind of color, but it feels nice. It's floppy enough. It's not stiff like Ada. And there's not that many of the little slubs. What do you call them? Like that thingy? Man, you're going to go into another clip. Focus. These thingies. There's not that many of those on here. Like, it's pretty even. So, this is going to be interesting. I can probably see doing a Mirabilia on this too, if the size is right. Then, what is this? White. Oh, there's a tag on here that they bought it from somewhere. I don't know where this tag is from, but it's a piece of white 28 count Joblin. It is not 55 inches. It is 18 by 20 is what she has on here. So it's half of what was on there, but this is still really good size. 18. The other one's 18 as well. So this is still a nice piece. Really nice. Why do you guys not focus? Gosh. Really nice piece of Joblin. I am finding that I really like stitching on Joblin and Lugana as well. I'll still probably always use Ada just because it's so affordable, but if I can find these nicer cuts, why not? Then we have a piece of 32 count Ivory Lugana, and this is the one, she told me that she refunded me half of this, so I seriously paid $3 freaking for this huge piece of ivory, 21 by 26. Let me see. I don't even see where she said it was stained at. Oh, is that what she was talking about? Oh. I told her to send me a picture. Can you guys see the pink? And she was like, well, it's already packaged. I'm just going to give you half back. She gave me the option to actually take it out of the packaging. And if I would have said yes to take it out, then she would have redone the packaging. But I told her no, because I don't know what I'm going to be using this for. I don't know if I'm going to be using this for a full coverage, or this might be big enough to use for my chatelaine and dye it. I'm gonna have to do some measurements. So if this is big enough to use on my chatelaine, I will need to dye it to cover up this pink. She didn't say how it got there. Oh, but you can't even see it on the other side. So if I definitely dye it, you won't even be able to see it. You can't see it on the other side. It's barely noticeable on the other side, and I don't know what it could be. Looks like it could have been dye that somebody had on their hands and wiped it, like powder dye, or maybe Kool-Aid, who knows. But this is a good size, and I think for my for my chatelaine, I needed an 18 by 18 piece, so this is going to be perfect because this is 18 by 20, and I just need to dye it. I think this would go great on the Scotland one. I just need to do some research about dyeing on this color and see how it comes out. This doesn't have any labels or anything, so I'm going to need to label it and everything. So yeah, you guys, I'm super pumped. Like, with all the fabric I got, I ended up with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of fabric this week, and I still have more coming. I have a problem, clearly, but no, I've got my Victoria Motto sampler. That probably won't be here for another 2 weeks. My Be Stitch Me fabric of the month, that probably won't be here for another week. I'm probably next week is when I'm anticipating that that'll be here. And yeah. Oh, I changed my Be Stitch Me fabric of the month as well. I changed that to be the 28-32 count, so I will be getting more of the 28 and 32 count fabrics. So yeah, So these ones that aren't labeled here and aren't going in a kit, right here, I'm going to do the measurements. These definitely need a measure. I will probably redo the measurements on these just to confirm that they are that big. And then everything, these two are spoken for as long as the measurements are correct. And then yeah, these will go in my stash. Hopefully we'll find something to kit up with them. And you guys, I think that's it. I'm pretty sure I'm done now. I'm gonna save the invoice for that just in case. And we are done, folks. That is it. This is over a 40-minute video for haul, and that is exactly why I wanted to do this as a separate video because my Flosstube would have been ridiculously long. Except I didn't work on a lot of stuff this week, so I don't see them being like, I don't know. I say that and then we're still at an hour. So anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this haul. My massive scores on this whole situation, and whoops, almost went flying. Yeah, I'm gonna get to kitting this up, making sure that everything's correct, that I ordered the correct things, and put it all away. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.